What up, THP? Kelly here again. This is going to be my recap of Wednesday and Thursday at the Morgan Cup. Wednesday started off pretty cool. I had decided I wasn't going to play golf on Wednesday because I didn't think it was fair to kind of leave Regina on her own, because I just didn't want to leave her on her own, because I was saying we're in a foreign country, she doesn't really know anyone, and don't want to leave her on her own. So we had decided Stephanie was going to go to Myrtle Beach just for a look around, do some sightseeing and stuff like that. So myself and Regina said we'd go with her, seeing as Michael was going playing golf with JB, D-Deck and Chunky. So I was like, that's cool. I said it to Chunky, or not Chunky, Cookie, that I'd go over to True Blue with them to meet JB and Morgan. And we went over, and JB kind of just stood out to me straight away. And again, the same situation as when you meet everyone else. It's a handshake and a bro hug, and meeting people like you've known them all your life. Same with D-Deck, Dean, and Josh gave me my Odyssey Metal X 2-ball putter, which I'll tell you more about that later. And we kind of went down to the range, and the guys hit a few balls. I took some of the guys' equipment. I hit a few balls, and then the guys went off to play their round, and myself, Regina and Stephanie went to Myrtle Beach. We walked around Myrtle Beach. It's a really beautiful area. There's lots to do down there. There's some really nice places to eat, and they have this big stupid Ferris wheel thing that scared the life out of me. I didn't like that at all, and I'm not someone that's afraid of heights, but I really didn't like being up in that thing. There's a few photos on Facebook of me terrified sitting inside in it. The girls thought that was funny. But while we were on the way down to Myrtle Beach, I kind of noticed, I left Regina sitting in front with Stephanie, and I kind of noticed that the girls seemed to be hitting it off. They were doing all the talk, and I was just someone sitting in the back seat. And I was like, this is cool. At least Regina has someone to get along with and someone to kind of hang around with, which was pretty nice. And then while we're up in the big stupid terrifying Ferris wheel thing, Stephanie gets a phone call from Cookie, and Cookie had asked did I want to fall in on a round with 1T, TC and Yokos, and I said yeah, sure, why not? Well, I had to look at Regina to see was it okay by her first, and she said yeah, no problem, work away. So then Stephanie dropped me back down to Pawleys Island, to where we were staying, and I went and got changed and got ready, and then the girls left again. 2 girls went off to do their own thing. But I was kind of there in the condo for a while on my own, and I was actually really happy, because one of the main things I was concerned about going to Pawleys Island, or to the Morgan Cup, was that Regina was going to be left on her own. And I know Cookie spoke about it already, but herself and Stephanie just hit it off straight away, which was fantastic, because I know Stephanie was somewhat concerned about being left on her own as well while Michael was off playing golf. And I thought, yes, this is brilliant. Couldn't have worked out better for anyone, because Regina and Stephanie went off and saw all of Myrtle Beach and around Pawleys Island and stuff like that, and that was fantastic, and I was really happy with that. The round with 1T, TC and Yokos was a round I'll never ever forget for the rest of my life. What we actually played was myself and 1T against TC and Yokos. and it was one of the most fun rounds you're ever going to have in your life. I'll never forget. It was on the 10th hole, which would have been our first hole because we played the course backwards. We hit out into the fairway. We played match play, and I hit. I think I went with a fairway wood off the deck, and I took a bit of a divot, which I normally do anyway. And next thing, there's me walking around picking up a couple of hundred blades of grass. And next thing, one tee just kind of looks at me and he said, "What the hell are you doing?" And I was like, "I'm fixing my divot." And he was like, "No, you don't. You just put sand in it and drive away." And I was like, "Alright, grand." Well, he could have actually left me carry on. And he probably would have known him. But it was just hilarious, and we laughed about it for a while, because I would have still been there trying to pick up hundreds of blades of grass to replace a divot. But we get up anyway. The 10th hole is a par 5, and we get up onto the green and whatever, and we're just kind of messing around. And next thing, I have like a 20-25 footer. First round in America, first green played on, first time rolling my brand new Metlex Odyssey 2-ball putter, and I drained like a 20-25 footer, and I was just like, yes, this is how you play golf. This is fun. And it was just non-stop fun all the way around, and it was a really, really enjoyable round. And TC is a big man. He's a big guy, but he's soft on the inside. He's soft. Yokos absolutely smashes drives. That Tiger shaft is unbelievable. And he was hitting it straight out there all day. One tee is amazing around the greens. His short game is damn good. But it was just fun to play with these guys. Yes, they were out there to play in a competition, but they were out there to have fun. And that's what they brought home the Morgan Cup to me. It's fun. You want to be out there. Yeah, you want to play your best golf and you want to perform well for your team, but you're out there to have fun. And they really brought it home. But it was just a lot of fun. And then when we finished that round, we got back to the condo where we were staying, and we had TBT, Triple Bogey Tim and Shark Wrestler had organised to do a barbecue. Shark Wrestler was bringing down some smoked pork butts, and Tim was going to do barbecue stuff. And thank you very much to them for doing that. But I want to give a shout out as well to Stephanie and Regina, who actually went and got all the chicken and the sausages and the beans and stuff like that. They went and picked all that stuff up at the Piggly Wiggly, and I wanted to say thank you very much for them for doing that. The barbecue itself was unreal. It was amazing food. Again, thanks to Tim and Star. But again, the same situation as meeting everybody else. We went in and we walked in, and I think GHS8, whatever, Versace, Wicked Cool Bearded Man is what he's known at now, or The Cow Is Wet, whichever he wants to go by, was one of the first guys I met. And again, the same thing, a handshake and a bro hug, and a guy you'd known forever. And it was my first time meeting Triple Bogey Tim. But prior to that, actually, I forgot to say that when I first met TC, his first words to me were, "Damn, you're white." And I was like, what do you expect? I'm coming from Ireland. It rains 11 months of the year, and it hailstones the other month. And we laughed about that. But my first time meeting Triple Bogey Tim, he gave me like a pair of Callaway sunglasses. He was like, oh, I ordered them on eBay, I don't like them, here, you can have them. And I was just like, how much did you pay for them? And he said, oh, like $20. And I said, look, I'll give you the $20. And he was like, no, you're fine, grand. And I was like, how does this happen? Why is this happening to me? And it was phenomenal. And then meeting everybody, I think I pushed a few people out of the way to get to Tyler, and I gave him a massive hug as well, because he was one of the guys I was looking forward to meeting. I think Tyler's like me. Tyler's a messer, and what we consider someone as a messer over here is someone who just doesn't give a... yeah, I won't say that. I know this is a family-friendly forum. But he's just that kind of guy. And he's a guy who grows on you in a good way. And one of the main kind of highlights of coming back next year is the fact that I want to tee it up again with Tino. And because he's just a great guy, and he's an amazing ball striker. Because the rest of Wednesday evening then was the barbecue and stuff, and that was pretty cool. And we went home early because, and Michael said to me as well, it was because Thursday was my first time playing 36, and I knew I was going to need a good night's sleep, and Michael agreed with me. So we didn't stay too late. We stayed late enough for Chunky to start drinking all of TC's High Lifes and proceed to abuse people. But for a small guy, he can be pretty scary. He's an angry guy for a small man. Is my captain, but he's a good guy. And interestingly enough, when I walked into Triple Bogey Tim's condo on Wednesday night, it only hit me then that I'm actually only about that much taller than Chunky. And I was like, damn, this guy gets a lot of abuse for being small. And I was like, I'm only about an inch bigger than he is, but that inch makes the difference. And then you have guys like 1T, TC, Triple Bogey Tim, who are all well over 6 foot, and they're big men. And I was like, damn, I'm tiny in comparison to these guys. And I was like, ooh, because I didn't really expect. I thought I'd be in and around the average height. But no, I was like the second smallest guy there. Well, I had Chunky to back me up. That inch, buddy. That inch makes the difference. So we left early. We didn't stay too late on Wednesday night. We went home because we knew we were going to be tired on Thursday. Thursday morning, the morning round on Thursday was at True Blue. It was with myself, Jake, Didek, and Tyler. It was myself and Jake against Tyler and Didek, and again, really fun round. True Blue is an amazing golf course, and I want to say thanks to Bob Siganti and all of his staff, because they were phenomenal. Like, considering one of the women, I think Diana was her name, one of the cart ladies, actually said to me that someone had told her to make sure I was taking on enough water. So, which obviously would lead me to believe that Bob or maybe JB or Morgan had told someone to make sure that I was taking on water, because I was taking on a lot of water and a lot of ice. And fairness to the staff, they were exceptional. And I've told Bob this. I spoke to Bob in the clubhouse afterwards, and I said thanks very much for everything. And I know that your staff were aware of the fact that I needed to take on extra water as well as everybody else, because it was really warm out there. And he said, no, he said, you're good. He said, we knew it was going to be your first round in America, one of your first round, and he said we knew that you needed to take on enough water. And like, I just thought something that small, as someone coming around to you more often than they would anyone else just to make sure you're okay, is an exceptional standard to set for a golf course, because you don't get that here. We don't have cart girls here. So It's just you fill up your bag with whatever you need at the start of the round, and that's to do you the rest of the round. But Bob, I've been chatting to Bob on Facebook, and Bob's always been a nice guy, and he's kind of helped me out with the accommodation side of stuff, him and Tracy, and they're really good people. And if anyone is ever in South Carolina, Pawleys Island, I would really recommend hitting up these courses, True Blue and Caledonia, because they're exceptional courses. I don't think you will find as good standards out there for service on a golf course as there is at True Blue. But anyway, again, I'm going off on tangent. Back to the morning round, Thursday morning round. I hit a few wayward drives, but we were all playing our own ball, and I hit a lot of recovery shots, and I hit a couple of damn good ones, if I don't mind saying so myself. And the guys couldn't believe it. They were like, "How were you doing this?" And I had to explain that at home here in Ireland, a lot of golf courses would be the fairways 25 yards wide, and then you have 15 yards of rough, and then you have 100-foot trees. So I was saying, if you're in a situation where 2 seconds, computer's trying to do something. Yeah, you probably heard that. Sorry about that. If you're in a situation where you're after putting a ball in the trees, you have to be able to play out to get yourself back in play. So for me, having those recovery shots in my bag is very important, and it's something I tend to practice at the range, is hitting knockdown shots or punching 5-irons to a certain distance or to a certain marker to make sure I can put myself back in play if I do end up in the trees. It's all well and good being able to practice hit straight shots, but if the straight shot doesn't come off, you have to be able to have the recovery shot in your bag, and I like to think I do have the recovery shots down. But it was just an exceptional round. I think I shot like 86 on True Blue, and I was like, 86 is my second round in a course that I'm not used to, a course that it's my second time playing this course, my second round in America in 35 to 40 degree heat, which I think was like 90 Fahrenheit, around 95 I think, with quite high humidity. So I thought, that's pretty good, I'm happy with that. But we came around to 18 again on Wednesday morning. We started on 10, so we came around to or 9, which would have been 18, which if anyone has seen 18 and True Blue, it's an amazing hole. Like, there's water on the left, there's the driving range on the right, which the fairway is wide but it's not very long. But I hit my drive, and my drive went out over landing into the water, so we were like able to go up and drop, and I think Dean was in the same position as me. So we went up anyway, we dropped, we were about 105 out, and I went with a pitching wedge, and I thought I'd have loads. So I hit the pitching wedge onto the green, and it spins. And I rarely do you get spin here. You get spin, but not as much. You might get a foot, maybe 2 foot, if you're lucky. But this thing spun like 10-15 feet, and the green in True Blue is a narrow green, but it's a long green. It's about 115 feet long, and there's quite a steep mound in the middle of the green, and then the green falls away from right to left back towards the water. So I think I was only like 5 feet on, and the pin was like 15 on from the back. I was only 5 feet on from the front, 15 on from the back. I think it was like 90-95 footer for par. And I had my back to the hole. Tino and Jake were standing up on the right hand side of the green, and D-Deck was tending the flag. And I hit it, and I knew as soon as I hit it, I said, okay, it's going to be close. It's a 2-putter at best. And next thing, Tino and Jake are screaming, slow down, this has gone off the green. and then D-Deck is on the other side. He's like, no, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. And next thing, it goes straight in the cup. And I threw my hands up, the putter went in the air. D-Deck had to run from one side of the green to the other. He was exhausted. By the time he got down to me, there was bro hugs for everyone. You'd swear we had all just won the Masters together. It was unbelievable. Second round with this putter, and it is one of the most exquisite putters I've ever used in my life. And I physically couldn't hold my hand straight. So he said, look, we'll stop for a sandwich and a drink. So we stopped at the clubhouse, which is just behind the green, and when we went in, there was like two old guys came straight over to me, and they shook my hand and they said, we saw your putt, it was unbelievable, well done. And I was like, whoa, thank you. Never had something like that before. And even the staff, two of the ladies working in True Blue that were working inside in the clubhouse, came over and shook my hand as well, and they said they would have been happy to three putt from where I was. And I was like, whoa, this is amazing. And we were all like laughing and joking and stuff, and it was a good thing we stopped for a sandwich, because I don't think my hand actually steadied again until maybe 3 or 4 holes after that. And it was just so much fun. And actually, when we got around to our back nine, which would be the front nine in True Blue, we had a little 7-iron chipping contest. Again, we don't throw the ball up in the air here when we're around the green. We tend to bump and run with a 7-iron or a pitching wedge. And we had a little contest to see if we do the best. And to be fair, my first one was quite close, but that was the ball I was playing. And then we played the little competition, and Dean actually won. But we were there, we took a good 10 or 15 minutes on the green, just going up and down, getting balls and coming back to the same position, and just hitting the little knockdown 7-iron just from the edge of the green, and it was good fun. We laughed, we joked, and it was great fun. And then when our round finished, I think Tyler was like 2 under in the back nine. We got absolutely hammered, me and Jake, but it didn't matter, it was good fun. Thursday afternoon then we went to Caledonia, and Cookie had said to me that Caledonia is a tighter course. You need to keep the ball in play, you need to be sensible off the tee, and you need to be able to put yourself in good positions. I was like, alright, fair enough. And it was myself, Cookie, SW, Danny, and War Eagle, Ryan. And it was a round I was really looking forward to, because I was excited about playing a round with Cookie, who I really wanted to get around in, and Danny, SW, because myself and Danny have a bit of banter on Facebook, and we tend to take the mickey out of each other and wind each other up on Facebook. It's good fun. But I hadn't talked to War Eagle that much, but I was excited about playing with him from the things I'd heard from Cookie. So we played the first 9 holes, which was great fun, and it was exciting golf, because Caledonia is it's tighter course. There's a lot more trouble off the tee if you can't keep your ball in a good position. And by 9 at Caledonia, I was done. I was spent. I had no energy left. I was tired. I was not in the mood to be out there. I'll be honest, I didn't want to be out there. I was done. And TC, Jake and another couple of guys had passed us and asked us did we want to go into scramble, and then us against them. And I was like, yeah, cool, whatever. So we went to scramble on the back 9, and about 2 holes into the back 9, there was a cart girl passed, and myself and War Eagle were going to get some water. And I asked War Eagle, Ryan, I said, what do you want? And he said, I'd love a beer. And I said, that's cool with me. So we got a couple of beers in a cooler bag, and me and Ryan just literally drank beer the rest of the back nine, they were some nice beers. When you're tired and you're thirsty and you just want to go home, beer is a nice way to go. And when we came off 18, I actually don't think I even had golf balls left. I lost so many at Caledonia. I think I lost like 7 or 8 golf balls. I don't know how, but doesn't matter. Caledonia is a beautiful course. There is a spider on one of the par 3s. I think it's 9. It is literally the size of your hand. This thing had 3 webs going at the same time. And I think I saw a small child caught in one of those webs. Kind of nasty. Anyway, we got back to our condo and I was just drained. I was spent. And Morgan had PM'd all of us to see if we want to go for dinner, and I couldn't physically bring myself to go anywhere. I think I went home, just had a shower, sat in my shorts and did nothing. And that was Thursday. But I will say the rounds of golf, the first 3 rounds of golf are 3 rounds of golf. The one on Wednesday, the one on 2 on Thursday are rounds of golf that will stay with me for the rest of my life. They were fun rounds. They were hard rounds. It was my first time ever playing 36 holes. The 36 we played on Thursday. I've never played 36 before, and they were hard rounds. But fun, and rounds I will never, ever, ever forget. Thank you to everyone who I played with. You were all special guys in my mind, and I really hope to tee it up with you guys again. Thank you. My next recap will be about Friday, media day, Saturday, or 2 competition rounds, and Sunday. I'll try and get that done tomorrow, and then I have a few other thank yous to throw in as well. Thanks, guys.